All right, good morning, you guys. Happy Thursday. Whew, man, this week just blew by very quickly. All right, so let's check out the cues to start with here. Looking at the 1 hour chart this time, yesterday's little bit of sell off at the 357 due to the double top, right? So we hit 357.65 yesterday. It's very close to the top on Tuesday, and it fell back down. So retraced and looks like so far gapped up in the pre-market here. We could see that retest of that 357 area to see the breaks. I know a few weeks ago, 348 was a big test as well, and 350 actually, psychological resistance. And those areas tend to, they take a few days sometimes to completely, make that resistance a support. So I'm not too terribly bearish this morning so far. I mean, looks pretty good on the market for a bounce from the sell-off yesterday. I mean, daily was speaking yesterday, and the market didn't like it for some reason, so we had a pretty big sell-off. But it wasn't bad, right? We didn't fall under 350. There was a good support at 352. We went below 352 briefly, and here we go, 354.18 here in the pre-market. So looking at the 1 hour chart doesn't look too terrible. Of course, be careful with your calls and puts depending on which side you're on. I mean, this could be a bear trap or kind of situation, or it could be a bull trap day. I don't know. So we'll see what happens. Definitely you can kind of get a feel that, we've been on a tremendous run from nearly the 318 level to 351. So of course there's going to be a little bit of a pullback here. But I'm looking for 350 to hold today. And of course, if the markets go well, I want to see the burst through this green zone here, which has been so far a huge resistance area. So around that level. All right, so let's go to NIO here. NIO running up here at 22.52 in the pre-market, almost topping yesterday's highs at 22.60. I hold calls for April, so they do have earnings this afternoon. So we'll see how that goes and how the market receives those news going into tomorrow morning. You want to check out JJN. It's a nickel ETF. Hey, it's kind of cool. I mean, $45, and it's up like 20% or 15% here in the pre-market, 52.70. You want to check out this chart. It's a pretty interesting nickel ETF. Definitely a little gap, so there is a little bit of risk there, but ran up to $74. So I think there's a little bit of room here. All right, let's talk about BABA consolidating here at the 116 level, went to 124. We took like a 140 call yesterday for April, ran up 50% from the call out here. So if you're not in the TRT group, I suggest you join us on what is it, April 1st. Spots open once again. All right, so that's all I got going on today. You want to keep an eye. Also one more, Tesla. Tesla here, 10.12 in the pre-market, went as high as 10.18 in the pre-market. Looks like it might want to test that 10.40 area again today. From a daily perspective, doesn't look that great, only because you got kind of this shooting star hammer, inverted hammer on the daily. But if I drop it down to 4 hours, little consolidation area here, major decision point around the $1,000 mark. I mean, it's been running since 760. So, at some point it's got to take a breather, right? So let's see if it can consolidate here right at the $1,000 mark for another leg up. All right. So with that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow.